Hey friends and book lovers, welcome back to another exciting video. Today's video is my April TBR. I've had this TBR set for, I don't even know how long. I've just been piling on books for April since the beginning of the year. So this is likely going to be the most ambitious TBR of 2021 yet. The amount of books that I have on here are just, it's an insane amount. I'm not gonna get to all of them, but this is the lineup that I have. And I'm gonna try hard, really hard to get to all of these, but am I gonna get to them? Probably not. So let's see what's on the docket for April. So this month I am doing a readathon. I am doing a Shardathon, which is hosted by Sophia's Thoughts. And she has 3 other co-hosts. So she has Joanna from Joanna Sausa, Jessie from The Bookish Mom, and Angela from Literature Science Alliance. And I will link all the information for a Shardathon down below so you guys can check it out if you're interested in joining, or if you are joining, please let me know. The hosts have split this round into groups of 4, and it's all based on like Warbreaker, so it's all Warbreaker themed groups. I am going to be Team Vasher, which is Joanna's group. I feel like that team really fits the books that I already had set in April, so all those prompts really work for all the ones I had already set, so I didn't have to change my TBR around too much this month, which is amazing. So I'm really excited about that. And so the first prompt is called The Awakening, and that is an action-packed read. And this book also happens to be Joanna's favorite, and I just feel like since I'm on her team, I should definitely be reading her favorite book, right? And that is going to be The Final Empire by Brandon Sanderson. I have a UK copy because I really don't like the US covers, y'all. It's not cute. So I got myself this beautiful UK set, and I just think it's absolutely stunning. Look at that. Oh my gosh, it's gorgeous, like you all know. So I haven't actually ever read the Mistborn Trilogy before. This will be my first read of it, so it's really hyped up among the friends that I have made here on BookTube. They all love it. It's just like amazing. The trilogy is just so beloved, and I'm really excited to read it. Of course, Brandon Sanderson is obviously a BookTube favorite author, so there's that to consider as well. The second prompt is Nightblood, and that is a book with your favorite trope. So I have a lot of different tropes that I enjoy, and one of them is like the secret heir kind of trope, and this is also a buddy read that I'm doing with Evie this month, and I thought this works really well because I'm really intrigued to see where this trope takes our heroine, and that is the 100,000 Kingdoms in N.K. Jemisin's trilogy. I have read the 5th season and I was in love with that series. I'm still in love with that series. You can see it like back here. It's so beautiful, and if you haven't read it, you should read it. It's a very complex but beautifully done adult fantasy, and it is amazing. So I'm excited to dive into this one because if I know anything about N.K. Jemisin is that she's amazing. And again, like I said, I'll be buddy reading this with Evie, so I get to share my thoughts with someone, and then hopefully I'm gonna love it. It's also not like super long. I think the 5th season books are a lot thicker and a lot longer than these ones, but I'm excited to dive into this one. The third prompt is called Swordsmanship. So that is either a fast-paced book or a short book, or both. And for this one, I have a few differing ones that I'm thinking of reading. So one of them is Six of Crows by Leigh Bardugo. By the end of March, I'll have read the Shadow and Bone trilogy, so I will be in line to read this one next. And my boyfriend actually bought me the beautiful hardcovers, but I haven't unpacked them, so I have this beautiful paperback that I'm showing y'all today. I am excited to read this. Apparently this is like emotional and it just ruins you after you read it, so I'm excited, but I'm also kind of like scared that I'm gonna get really attached and then get really ruined. I don't want to know what the premise is about because I'm going into these books from Leigh Bardugo completely blind. I don't want to know anything about it, but what I do know is that there's like a heist, and I think it is in the Grisha world, which is why they tell you to read this after the Shadow and Bone trilogy, which I'm almost through with, so I don't want to read the back in case it spoils me. Either this one, because it is fast-paced, or I'm thinking of maybe also reading because it is short, To Kill a Kingdom by Alexandra Christo. This book has been on my TBR in the past, and for whatever reason, I don't get to it. It's a standalone. It's gonna be an easy read. It's a YA. It's an enemies to lovers Little Mermaid retelling, and I just feel like it should be a really easy, quick read. I just don't know why I haven't read it, and I'm excited to read it. Like, it's not that I'm not interested in the premise. I'm super interested, and I love The Little Mermaid, so any kind of retelling sounds amazing. I just haven't read this. And so I'm thinking if I put it for the swordsmanship prompt, it might get read. So we're gonna try it out this month, and if not, it might get pushed to summertime. We'll see. The fourth prompt is mysterious. So it's like reading a book that's either a thriller or a mystery. And for this one, I don't know if I'm like cheating because it's not exactly a thriller book or a mystery book, but it is a fantasy book that seems to have a lot of mystery and intrigue in it, and also an unofficial book club pick for April for the Shelf Space Discord. So we'll be reading it on one of the chat channels there. It's not the official one, so there's not gonna be a live show or anything like that, but it is the unofficial pick, and I suggested it, so I guess I really need to actually go through with that and read it. And I'm excited because I've been wanting to read this ever since it's been mentioned. And that is The Ninth Reign by Jen Williams. Now I know that this is getting a lot of traction on BookTube, so much so that they're just running out of copies. And the author herself was like, I don't know what's happening over in the States, but y'all are ordering my book, and yeah, thank you. Which I think is hilarious because I'm pretty sure it's all Elliot Brooks that did this, but it's okay. She did us a favor. I'm really excited to read this one. So I'm gonna read the back to you guys, and you can let me know if it fits the mysterious prompt or not. Please say it does, because I needed it to. I really needed to fit that prompt. So let's just hope that I can do that. The city of Ibora once glittered with gold. Now its streets are stalked by wolves. Tormolin the Oathless has no taste for waiting to die while the realm of his ancestors falls to pieces. Talk about a guilt trip. When eccentric explorer Lady Vincenza Vintage de Grazon offers him employment, he sees a way out. Even when they are joined by a fugitive witch with a tendency to set things on fire, the prospect of facing down monsters and retrieving artifacts is preferable to the abomination left behind. But not everyone is willing to let the empire collapse, and the adventures are soon drawn into a tangled conspiracy of magic and war. The Jurelia are coming, and the Ninth Reign must fall. I mean, that sounds mysterious to me, and I'm thinking mystery prompt because it sounds mysterious and it's also sounding thrilling. I mean, you know, like they're coming, that's thrilling. It's scary thrilling, but it's thrilling. So that's what we're gonna do. And this is gonna be the fourth prompt for the Shardathon on Team Vasher. And the fifth prompt is to pick a prompt from the Lightsong team, and they have Lightsong's colors as one of the prompts, and his colors in Warbreaker are gold and red, and I was like, this is perfect because I have to read The City of Brass by S.A. Chakraborty in April. It's also a book club pick for Books with Fees channel. We're starting the series this month and then continuing on in May and June with the second and third in the series, and I'm excited because this is another one that's pretty popular on BookTube. Everyone seems to love it, and I'm here to find out what the hype is. And look at that, red and gold, just like it needs to be. Although I have to say, I know that the UK covers are pretty, but I think the US covers have the UK covers beat. I mean, the foil and the intricate like mandala and the fire and the beautiful outline of the city, and like it wraps around, you know, the spine and everything, and there's like embers in the air. I think it's gorgeous. Sorry folks in the UK, but this is the one in a million time that the US cover is more beautiful than the UK cover, and that never happens. So I got myself the US editions because they are so beautiful. So I don't know much going into this. I just know that it's good, and that's all I want to know. I don't want to know much more. Plus, I feel like everyone on BookTube already knows what it's about because I'm the last one in the world to read this, and I'm not going to go into the premise, but suffice to say that apparently it's set really beautifully. The food in this book is gonna make you hungry, so you know I'm gonna be ordering a lot of delicious things when I'm reading this so that I don't have FOMO from all the beautiful food that they get to eat. So those are my picks for the Team Vasher 5 prompts. You do get the option of having extra prompts to get extra points, but it's not supposed to be something super competitive. It's just supposed to get you reading and make it enjoyable, so that's what I'm doing. I'm really excited to support them and just do this. I feel like it's gonna be a really fun readathon, and I'm glad that they announced it. So I'll leave all that information down below if you guys want to check it out. I think you should join. If you can fit in any of the team's prompts, you should definitely join. And there's also a Discord for this too, so everyone gets to like talk and share their TBRs and give ideas of what books match what prompts. So it's really been a fun experience also. But wait, it doesn't end there. I also have a few extras that I'm thinking I need to read this month. One of the books that I'm really gonna try to get to this month, and I'm gonna try to make it a priority, is a self-published book which we're reading over at the Shelf Published In. And I have been looking forward to reading this. Actually, I have the hard copy, but I also have an ebook just in case I can't leave with this. But it is his first book, I think, that he's published, and I know that he has been working really hard on this, and that is Winds of Strife by Eugene Gutman. This is the first in a series that he's writing, so I'm really excited. It has like witch hunts and witches, and it talks about like mental illness and trauma, and I was sold. I was like, yes, give me. And also, like, can we talk about this beautiful cover? Did such a good job on the art of this book. I'm just, oh my gosh, I love that. And the back too has like the volcano and the cave. Oh, it's just so beautiful. And even though I have all these beautiful books to read for Shardathon, I do want to read this one as well and make it a priority. Not just because I want to support self-published authors, of course I do, but I'm discovering that there are some amazing self-published books out there that I haven't really enjoyed, that don't get enough hype, and that I would not have heard about had it not been for BookTube or just kind of researching self-published books and authors. And I'm starting to realize that I need to do that more, because there are some hidden gems in there that I would have never known about. So I have a feeling that I'm really gonna love this book, and I'm excited to read it over at the Shelf Published In Discord with everyone there. This is gonna be a really solid pick for April. The last book that I want to read this month is a series that I want to finish this year, partly because I'm intrigued and partly because I feel like I just need to read it and have it under my belt. And that's kind of a weird thing to say, but there are just some books that I'm interested in, and I just want to know what everyone's talking about when they talk about it. And that would be A Darker Shade of Magic by V.E. Schwab. This is the first book in the Darker Shade of Magic series, and I've just heard some good things, but then I've also heard some mixed things too. So this is another, I think, YA series, and it's got that not like any of the other girls trope, which I'm really intrigued by. I'm wondering if I'm gonna like it or if it's gonna annoy me, because it's just so like basic, you know? But we'll see. I have this trilogy, and it's actually behind me. You can see it. I haven't read it though, and I kind of want to read it and see if I like it. I've only read one book by V.E. Schwab, and I know the writing in that book is really different than the writing in this book, and I'm hoping that I enjoy it. But again, mixed reviews, so I'm a little hesitant to say that I'm going to love this one when I'm not really sure if I will or not. So hopefully I love it enough to continue with the series and read all three of them, because it's hard for me not to read all three books in a series, but we'll see. Let's hope I enjoy it. So if you have read any of these books that I'm mentioning, or if you want to read any of these books or are interested in any of these books, please let me know in the comments down below. I'd love to hear your thoughts. I'd love to hear what you thought of them, if you're excited to read them, and if you're gonna join us for any of these reads. If you like this video, please click the like button. That really does help my channel, and it helps to support me as well. And if you like this content, please do not hesitate to subscribe.